Next, we're going to clean the inside of the canopy right here with alcohol, where that dual lock and that clip will go. Now on this next part, what we're going to do is kind of pull this cable out and take off any clips that were there. We're going to pull this out and we're going to put this piece in, and it already has cable retention built in. So the cable retention goes right in that U shape right there. So we're just going to kind of position the cable in there by pulling it out a little bit, putting a clip over it, and then rocking it into position. And right there, you can see the cables and the cable guide inside the piece. It goes all the way through right up there. That's how the cable should look. And now we just got to rock it back into position, and we're all set. Once you get it in position, squeeze the back. So the dual lock is pressed against that. Right up in here, really good. So just keep on squeezing it. It takes 24 to 48 hours to set. So just get it up there and squeeze it in there good, and then let it set overnight. So we'll clean where the track is going to go, which is along this surface right here inside the canopy. Clean it really good with alcohol wipes provided. Make sure you get all that dirt off there so the adhesives stick for the dual lock. Then position the clip. It should come down so it fits that nice, right on the curve. It fits right in there. Just look where you want it, get it where you want it. And then the next step will be to pull this cable out from the plastic holders and put it inside the cable guide. Now the best way to do this is to kind of get it in this position with the back, and then don't roll it up when it's way back into the frame, but get it in its right orientation here, and then just push it straight back into the frame, and then squeeze it and hold it so the adhesives take place. Like that. Now, when they put the center beam on for these Kroger shades, you can see that they put them on with double-faced tape. And sometimes the gap between the windshield and the Kroger shade beam can be like almost 1/8 of an inch, and sometimes it can be almost nothing, like 32nd of an inch. So for that reason, we gave you in your kit various thicknesses of the shims. And we're going to start with the biggest one. And then if that doesn't fit, you go to the next smallest size. Use the biggest shim you can because it's thicker and it'll be more support. And all these are labeled 4, 5, and 6. 4 for 40 thousandths, 5 for 50 thousandths, 6 for 60 thousandths. And here they are. And what you would do is you'd start with the 6s. You can see it has a 6 right there, a 5, and then a 4. Start with the 6, see if that'll fit. If it won't fit, go to 5. If that won't fit, go to 4. See if you can get at least 3 of these, maybe 4 of these as shims up there, and we'll be doing that next. So depending upon where your adhesive tape strips were, you kind of have to find a spot for them. I was able to use mostly 6s and 1 5 to get it to look like this. Unfortunately, I couldn't fit another one, but this side will hold it in. Couldn't get one fit the other way because there was tape all in there. But if you could experiment with it, you could probably fit one like right there if you want, but see how it holds up with or without it, like that. Now, before we put the shade on, it's a good idea to get out some good acrylic cleaner and clean the canopy really good. So you get a really good view through the jet shades. So we're gonna do that right now. All right, now that we've mounted the clips and we've cleaned the canopy, we're gonna put the shade in. Now, the shades are removable, so you can still pull them out and clean the inside of the canopy. It's just a good idea to do it, the first time. So we have a nice clean canopy with the shades in. To get the shade in, we're gonna slide it behind those clips first, get that all lined up there, and then we're gonna move it back into the clip. So line them up into here first, and then push them back into the clip. So here we've started behind the clips, make sure you get that going. You kind of lined it up on the clip. So now what we're gonna do is shove it behind all these clips, and then shove it backwards into that main clip right there. Now we got the shade in, but it's important to note that, this piece of aluminum rail was put on in the plane before I owned it. So what's happening here is it's not 100% straight and square. It's off to one side a little bit, and you might get a little gapping like that, and you might get this pulled out right here. So your choices are really, if you want to trim this a little bit and try to shove it along there evenly, trim this right here, and to do that, you can. Or you just put the covering strip that comes with your kit right down here, and that'll cover that gap right up. So the last step's going to be to take this little piece of dual lock, put it up behind here, stick it to the jet shade and then the window, just to hold this edge up against there, and that should do it, just like that. And there it is. And note, we don't use like VHB tape or double-sided tape here like they did on the center beam, because we want the jet shade to be removable. Therefore, we can just pull it off the dual lock here and here in this corner. Just pull that off, slide it out from behind these strips, pull it out of that back clip, and you're good to go. Take out your jet shades and clean. So this VL3 came with a Kroger shade in it, which had the rail system in it. And the issue, if you have one of these installed, is that this center bar may not be centered. So you may have to trim or adjust the jet shade. But if you don't have the Kroger shade at all, and you're just putting in a jet shade only without the fabric shade, you gotta get it on the center. We're gonna give you a support strip to do it. And the way to find the center is simply put a piece of blue tape where the clip is, where the handle is for the cockpit canopy. Run it all the way down to the point on the nose like this, and now you know exactly. Put that blue tape on the outside. As you can see, this one was not on center. And I knew when I put the shade in, I had to make some adjustments. You can see that one is not on center. But a good way to find the center is just go from the tip of the nose right here all the way up to the handle on the canopy, and you can see it kind of lines up right with the rudder. And that's how you find the center. And then you gotta go inside the canopy and put our support attached to the canopy from the inside. And then our jet shades will tuck up onto our support. I'm putting in the rear window. The copilot window is a little bit different than the pilot rear window. So the first thing you're gonna do, of course, is clean this bottom area with the alcohol wipes. We're gonna put the clips. This one, the copilot side will take 4 clips, whereas the pilot side only took 2 clips, because on the pilot side, you can kind of butt it up against the bottom right there, and you only need those 2 clips at the top. For this one, since we don't have that bottom, we're gonna have to put clips down there as well. So the clips are gonna be placed right on this place that's protruding out. You're gonna stick them right, put the bottom ones in first and put them right there. Once you get the 2 clips placed, then we'll drop the shade in them. Now you notice on the shade, it'll say the word top right there. So the blue side's in, and that's the top, and of course the longer section is the forward facing one. When you put this is the copilot rear jet shade in. When you put this in, you're gonna put the bottom clips in first. Just put them right on the frame of there. Put the shade in, and then the shade is indicated where the top is. And then push the shade so it bows to where you want it. And then get that where it is. And then peel off the sticky back of the tape and put it there. Now, if you wanna get the jet shades out, this is a removable dual lock. So all you do is pop the clip off and the shade will come out. You can pull out, and so you can clean the window and clean the shade. So again, put the bottom clips in, push this down, put the top clips in, know where they're gonna go, peel off the sticking, and just stick it there. On the pilot side rear window shade, the jet shade, which is this right here on the VL3, all you need to do is put 2 clips here, and then it'll just butt up against the bottom here. And on these clips, what you want to do is make sure you can just, push the shade up and out of the clips. So you don't want to like push the shade up against the window and then put the clips in. You kind of want to push it up and then back off the clips like a 1/2 inch. And the shade will still spring into it and give plenty of coverage. But if you need to, you can still push this up and out, or pull the bottom out actually, and get the shade out to clean it or clean the window. So they go in pretty straightforward. Just wipe this with alcohol first, push the shade in, see where it comes back out, put the clips in, and you're pretty much done. It's pretty straightforward. And we'll have it marked which is the top, so you'll know, because the orientation of these can be tricky. The pilot and the copilot side are different, so make sure you read. There'll be an inscription on it which shade it is.